I'm Kent. I've lived here since 1989. I moved here to be an Illinois State student. Came here from a small town about an hour north of I-55 and graduated from Illinois State, graduated in accounting, and have lived here since then. Met my wife. She was going to U-High and she was going to Illinois State as well. And we got married 22 years ago. Our kids we've raised here in town, and we've had the same home phone number since we got married. And our kids are 20 and 18 now. My daughter's a senior at U-High. Don't know where my son's going to go. Don't know where my daughter's going to go right now. But we have plans on, we're kind of pre-empty nesters now. But yeah, we've not moved around much. We lived in an apartment when we first got married. And since then, we've bought one house. We've been in the same house for 16 years now.
How has the community changed in those 25 years? What's different?
Downtown or uptown is probably the best thing I've seen happen. I knew about 15 years ago when the master plan came out of what they were going to do. One of the things I wish I'd done was take pictures of everything that looked like it was before they did all the changes. Because it's amazing when you look around now, everything's just been changed. And I still have memories of where Abe's Caramel Corn, the caboose over here was at one time. It was a train station. And there was a bunch of parking lots. It just wasn't looking great, but what they've done with this uptown area is amazing looking right now. What they've done to the buildings, the master plan, this roundabout. We do more visiting down here now just because of what we see with the people hanging around. Thursday nights the bands are out here playing, the guys are over here playing guitar. This is one of the big things that I like, especially when it's nice out. We love coming here just to hang out and see people. And then the trail is another big asset with the town. I run quite a bit, and so I've probably put about over 2,000 miles on the trails just running. And I think every time I get on this, I think this is the greatest thing to have here. If anybody was living out of town, if they came here and saw the trail, they'd be like, we want to live here because of this.
Yeah.
It's so cool. How long it is and how far it goes for mileage, but then just the coverage of it, the trees and everything, it's absolutely beautiful.
Here.
Probably the kids. We've always had dreams of maybe moving to Florida. We're big Disney fans, and we always thought, let's move to Florida. But it was my job for one thing. I had a job for about 15 years that kept me here. There was no moving around. I work from home now. It's one of those things I'm kind of strapped now because our kids are still with us and everything. We don't want to move away from them while they're kind of older now. But I like the community. This town is really homey. There's some great people here. It's big enough that we've got plenty of things we can go to with Menards, so we love to go to Menards or do stuff on our house. I like that there's services here, but at the same time it still has a small feel. It doesn't take long to get to the other side of town or anything. It doesn't take an hour to get to the other side. So if we want to do something for the night too, or get away for the weekend, we're only a couple hours away from Chicago as well. So I think location, there's plenty of activity around here. At the same time, it's not loud and crazy either. So it's a great town to raise kids in.
I did have to ask a question. I interview a lot of ISU and Wesleyan students on my project, and I asked them if they feel part of the normal community as students. And they sometimes say no, they feel part of a college bubble. Like they feel like part of an ISU community that's separate from the normal town community. What do you think that, maybe the folks in Uptown Station could do to maybe bridge that gap a bit better so those students do feel more welcomed in the community?
Yeah, I can see that too. I know when I was an ISU student, I didn't even know what normal was. I didn't know what I thought this was actually like campus town. I didn't know there was an actual uptown normal or downtown normal at the time when I was going to school here back in '89. How do you bridge that? I think this development has actually kind of brought the students out a little bit. I mean, we've got some great shops, and you got the yogurt places and the coffee places. I would feel if I came here as a new ISU student or Wesleyan student, why wouldn't you want to come down here? I mean, there's not a lot of bars. I know that's what they're probably looking for, and Bloomington offers that. But for students that just want to get out and enjoy the place, I mean, maybe a little bit more activities like the Corn Festival. I know that's a big one, but I know that brings a lot of students out. That's a hard question. Maybe more types of band activities down here at the roundabout. I know Thursday nights they have the bands out here. That's cool, but I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. What could they do to bring the students over here more? I think if they brought a Starbucks down here,
you get all the students.
I think it would bring the students over here, but there's some other local coffee shops too that you don't want to do that to because, and that's a neat thing. They got some great local establishments here. I love Coffee Hound, and you hate to think, no, would Starbucks put them out of business? I don't know. But if you like coffee, it's like they got great coffee there too.
Right.
But as far as bridging the gap with the students, I think they kind of are trying to do that now.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else there is to bring
So,
them.
how has becoming a father like reshaped your identity as like who you were before to who you are now?
Boy, you're killing me. My thing is I want to leave a legacy. I want it to be where when I'm dead and gone, I'll have a legacy of kids that are well behaved and are, they're a good societal influence. And they're making a difference in somebody's life and everything. I mean, my son wants to grow up to be either a youth pastor, and he's kind of going in a lot of different directions right now. But he's, got a great son, got a great daughter, and I've always said on a personal level, I never want kids to be what I was when I was a kid, because I was terrible. But I wanted great kids that, for me as a parent, they're going to be easy to raise. We've got that now. What was the question again now?
How have you changed? Before dad, now dad.
Oh yeah, okay. Before dad, yeah, I wasn't. I liked to party, and I was in college, and then when I got married, I got more serious in life. Becoming a dad, definitely. You have to be an influence on them. You have to be a good example as well. And I'm nowhere near being the perfect guy that my kids need to look up to. But at the same time, I want them to look at me and say, I want to be what my dad was like, and I want my son to treat his future wife the way I treat my wife. I want my daughter to be treated the way my wife is treated by me. And so I would lead by example and just say, I want them to see, hey guys, this is, I don't have the greatest life in the world, but I have a happy, joyful life.
Right.
And you can have that as well.
So you told me you're a runner.
I wouldn't say I'm a runner. I do run.
Yeah.
Runners are skinny and run fast. I run though.
You said over 2,000 miles. I think that might classify you as a runner. Why do you run? What does it do for you?
Because I like pizza and beer, and lots of it. When I turned 30, it was like the worst. I felt horrible. I don't know if I was just overweight or what it was, but I'm like, I can't turn 40 and feel like this again. So when I turned 40, I just started doing Couch to 5K. And it was just 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. I couldn't even run 30 seconds. It was so bad. But I said, I'm going to run a 5K someday. Hit the 5K, and it was terrible. And I said, I want to run a 10K someday. And I still haven't run a 10K, but we got challenged to do a half marathon. So I did a half marathon about 3 years ago. And then the next thing, of course, you have to do is you have to run a marathon. Right. So we ran a marathon a couple years ago. And then I got challenged to do a 39-mile challenge, which was the Goofy Challenge at Disney World. And we ran a half marathon Saturday, full marathon Sunday. So that was kind of cool. And so it's just one of these things. Why do I do it? It's health, and I like getting the bling at the end of the run. I love. I don't like the pain. I don't like the hours we put into it on a long run Saturday. But I do love just crossing the finish line and getting that medal across my neck and being able to hang them up on the boards and have a lot of medals hanging up. It's a big accomplishment. And I'm going to be 45 soon, and it's like to be 45 years old and still doing this. That's one of the reasons I think is. It's a big accomplishment. It's a great feeling.
What would you want them to know about you, or any lasting words that you might want to give someone, as if our interview never happened? Okay. So whatever you'd want to kind of say to be your final words of our interview. About
anything?
Anything. What would you want somebody to know about you? If it was just your still shot of your face, what would you want it to say?
This is what I said for my. I've asked my pastor. I said, if I were to die right now, I want you to lead my funeral. I said my funeral, I want it to be balloons and music and happiness, and that's one of the things is, the Bible says don't worry about anything, because the birds are going to be fed, the flowers are taken care of, and that's kind of my attitude in life. But I also quote Bob Marley: "Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing's going to be all right." That's not biblical. That's my thing is don't worry about anything. I think there's way too much worry, way too much fear, and I've always been that way. And I know you have to be concerned about the future and that kind of stuff, but at the same time, it's like, why let fear grip you? And just I'm 45 years old. And I'm halfway. I know I'm halfway foot in the grave. When you're 20, you think, oh, I got plenty of time ahead of me. But when you're 45, you go, I could croak tomorrow, or I could croak when I'm 80. But I'm halfway done if I live to an old age. Why worry about anything? So, I mean, when jobs change, or, you get sick, or whatever it may be, that's what I want people to, if everybody were to live like that, and just, count their blessings for what they've got, I think the world will be a better place.
Awesome.